Alright, and all the sounds are on, so we are live right now on YouTube. So, hello everybody, this is CVGS, I'm the captain here, and I have Leon.
So,
right, and today we came off a very interesting week for the live stream, didn't we, yesterday?
yes, indeed. We have quite a lot of information, including some cards from the main booster set that's releasing soon for the following month after the TD's release, including the triple package. Isn't that right?
Yes, including the triple package, which unfortunately they didn't release any news about it. I've actually not seen any screenshots in regards to it. Let me just scroll through my the Twitter page so we can see what their site says. But so far we've seen like the triple package was is something that they are releasing for this Overdress, and it's the first time that they've done this because it's a restart of the Vanguard season per se. Yeah, so they are doing a triple pack release for especially for like families and maybe kids or guys that are buying into a set together to kind of like get all the sets, and they won't charge you an additional amount. The only difference would be that it has the two-player paper playmat that's in there, which is the difference between that and buying the single ones or so, which I find perfectly very interesting that they are doing this. Hopefully it takes off because I feel like this is something that they could have done earlier. What do you think, Leon?
But at the same time, it was also kind of redundant because the price is exactly the same as you would buy for 3 boxes of different decks.
Yeah.
The only exception was that the playmat is now a double playmat.
Correct, also. But it does enforce the idea that that the set itself is supposed to give. It's supposed to be for like the term used was a kitchen table game. So it's like supposed to be a good kitchen table game that people would get, you know, the kids and the families can play together, and then, you know, they can just stick to these sets, and because there's 3 decks, there's like you can play around with the different matchups that you have over there. So hi Samuel, how's Sariza? Hi Potato will be back to get dinner. Hello from Malaysia, hello from Singapore, and yeah, good to see you again, Samuel. So yeah, let's just get straight into what seems to be the big news right now, which is Alchemagic. Which, now that I think about it, it's very weird in terms of a naming convention rather. So, like Alchemagic. What Alchemagic is, right, is that when you are able to activate Alchemagic, and we'll talk about the Ace of Stoicheia later, is that when you're playing a normal order card, you can actually bind another type of normal order from your drop zone, another type. You can bind it, then after that, right, the bound card at cost and its effect will be added to your current order card. So which means that you'll be able to activate both skills. Like in the example that's given here, let me just blow this up big for you so you guys can see. Hello Haruki, good morning. Right, so it'll blow up for you. So in this case over here, right, when a normal card is played, you bind the normal order from your drop zone. Then after that, because one is a Soul Blast, the other one is a Counter Blast. So you actually combine the 2 costs. So at the cost of Counter Blast 1 and Soul Blast 1, you can actually get the 2 abilities. The first one being from the Grade 1 order card, and the second one being from the Grade 3 order card that is being bound over there. So this is interesting. What do you think about Alchemagic so far?
Alchemagic, I feel that it's a very interesting mechanic, not gonna lie, because finally we have a playstyle that revolves around the order card mechanic on its own, which is something we haven't seen before, because Vanguard has been a monster-centric game, and then when they introduced the order cards, they won't really emphasize on. And then now that they have a deck that revolves around this entire playstyle, brings new things to the table, and how do we perceive in premium as to how we're gonna operate such order cards, because there are still order cards from the other sets before them, and then how are they gonna play into the part of it all?
That's true. That's true. I'll get back to that because quick note: Samuel Mackey has upgraded his membership to Imaginary Gift. So thank you so much for supporting us. Appreciate you giving your support to us as well. So Haruki says first spell order combo deck I like. Yes, it is interesting that plays spell order card. Did I make a noise? It's supposed to make a noise, but I'm not too certain. Let me see if I can get the thing out. Unfortunately, I don't see it in my mini feed, so it might be delayed. Hang on, let me just double check. In the meantime, yeah, it's supposed to play a sound, but I think something went wrong, so I'll have to double check it in the next live stream because right now I won't be able to do so. Right, so but yes, thank you so much for giving your support to here. Hello Andrew, hello. All right, you brought up a really good point, Leon, actually, because we didn't consider premium in terms of Alchemagic.
Obviously.
Yeah,
I'm four parallel universes ahead.
Yeah, you're 4 parallel universes ahead of me. So, but yeah, I mean, what kind of combinations can we see here? Because let's bring up the order cards that was revealed with the reviews from yesterday for Stoicheia. There's a bug in my room, so this. If I seem distracted, that's why. So, hello, Daddy. Welcome to. Very distracting. Like, don't know where it is. So, all right. So, anyways, there were 2 order cards that were revealed for Stoicheia, and this is coming out from the BT set that's coming out for Stoicheia, which is going to be in April for Japanese side. English side will be in May, if I'm not mistaken. So, but the skills unit is that you pay Soul Blast to activate this card, to play this card, and after that, right, you choose a card from your drop zone with a grade 1 less than your current Vanguard and call it the Regard Circle, and for that turn this unit gets plus 5k. The second one that was released is here, I believe. Doko. There we Oh, it's not this one. The grade 3 is up here. So right, so we wait for that to load. Why is it not?
Play Monster Reborn! Because of Ryan changed this post.
Yeah, Ryan G, okay, Monster Reborn.
While Cap is searching for the information, Kusanagi says, hey guys, he just came back from watching different fights video on Alchemagic, and now he's getting Ocean Man flashback from Zoga. Ocean Man Zoga.
Yeah, unfortunately the reference flies over our heads, so we're sorry about that. So, but anyways, this is the second. This is actually the second order card that was released for Stoicheia in the BT as well. It's a grade 3 order card. Color plus 1 to play this card. Then choose one of your Vanguards. No, if your Vanguard is Zoga, whatever his full name is, something Zoga. Then choose 3 of your units and they get plus 10k. So with Alchemagic in place, right, the combination that they showcased in this previous slide that you see here was that, right, if you use Alchemagic from Zoga, you can color plus 1, soul plus 1. Then if you play the grade 1 first, then you call 1 for the drop zone, power plus 5k. Then after that, the plus 3k, choose 3 cards, 3 units plus 10k. What other sick combinations can we see out of this? With all the order cards that we see here. Do you have a list of order cards that's out?
No, but before we get into that, there's one thing that's important to note is that there is a specific order you need to play these order cards before you can play the ones from the bound. This which is something very important to take note, because that will also affect the play that will come into fruition when all the set comes out.
Yes,
because you need to activate the one that you are currently playing before you can activate the one that is from the bound. So there is actually a turn order, so to speak, for activating the cards. So it's not like you activate at the same time and then you have to choose. So you have to make sure that you pay for the first one, then you pay for the second one.
Correct. So
and you have to make sure and I think if I recall, you must be able to pay for both in order to even use the Alchemagic.
Yes. Otherwise, you can only pay for just the one, and that would indicate that you're not using the Alchemagic, which they actually done the Q&A for, if you can see over here. His full name is When Mysterious Reign Spiritualist. When Mysterious Reign Spiritualist Zoga is not on the field, can you Alchemagic? Says no, you cannot. Alchemagic can only be used when the skill of Zoga can actually be active. Excuse me. Yeah, so when it's active, then you can use it. If you use Alchemagic, it will be regarded as playing Order card twice. No, it will not. An Order card can only be played once per turn, so keep that in mind, guys. You can only use an Order card once per turn, so you cannot spam it like nobody's business. The cost and effect of the Order cards bound is added. So while it's considered that you are using two different skills over there, they're combined as one through Alchemagic, which is the gimmick of Zoga deck for Stoicheia. So. And the second page, which indicates that steps for activating Alchemagic. So when using Alchemagic, how should the process of binding an order card, playing the cost for two order cards, and the two effects should be resolved? So you specify that you're playing a normal order from your hand. At the moment, bind a normal order from your drop zone. Then after that, you pay the cost for both the normal order paid from hand and the normal bound. Then resolve the effects of the normal order paid from hand, then the normal order bound. It seems that I'm saying a lot of normal orders here, but the case in point, you play a card, you bind a card, you activate, you pay both their costs, you activate the one that you play from hand, and then you activate the effects from the one that you bind. So a lot of potentiality here, especially if you play Zoga in premium, with the access of the other order cards out there, especially since they are common. Yeah, they're all under the normal, like all clans, all nations can use them also. So that's under the impression.
Yep.
Yeah, so we should talk about the main man himself. Sora says that Lyrical Veil with the Grade 3 Stoicheia order card. Okay, Leon, do you mind searching up Lyrical Veil for me?
I already have it actually. So basically, Lyrical Veil is a Soul Blast 2. Discard a Lyrical Veil from your hand. Choose up to 2 Grade 2s or less unit from your drop zone and call them to the rearguard circle. Choose any number of any player's rearguards, and until the end of your opponent's next turn, they get intercept and can intercept from the back row.
Oh.
So this is what he means by it's basically a Stoicheia order card, because it helps, because the Stoicheia so far has been telling us that they can attack from the back, but there are questions that raised that there are Grade 2s that can do the same, but they cannot intercept, so why do you want to put that in the back? So if you're playing in premium, this order card is very, very helpful to help bring them towards the front in the case that you need.
And consider your options as well for this in play. You can do that. We can get some effects with Alcoforce being able to attack from the back row. You can get some effects out of Great Nature because some of them have boosting capabilities as well. So but the thing is, the key important thing here is that Zoga needs to be on the field, which if we go through his skill is that right, when you would play a normal order, then after that you can bind one card from your order zone, and then you can perform Alchemagic. So that's the Alchemagic in play. So Alchemagic is the keyword that you see over here where my mouse is. That's the Alchemagic keyword. And what this actually means is that you can perform Alchemagic when you performing his ability to actually bind a normal order from a drop zone. So that's how you perform it and such. So we can expect, if they are introducing other Grade 3s or maybe other units that has Alchemagic as well, they could probably have different like places that the order card could go. Like maybe to set order zone, maybe to remove from game or something. Those sorts of things.
Yep, you can hope you can potentially see those things. I can see a lot of different kind of interesting plays as well. Like Tempersphere will be really, really helpful. Like Tempersphere is like Counterblast 1. During turn a card from your G zone face up. Look at 7 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 2 units without any con, active, or auto abilities among them, and then put it into your hand and shuffle your deck.
Yeah.
So this is one of the cards that people usually use in their premium deck to fetch out huge triggers for early game G Guardians. So this is one of those things that you can pre-set up at the start of your game. Especially with the way that the right now works for this deck is that during your first Grade 1, you go out, you just kind of order card to draw 2 cards, so that you are set for that. So when you actually go into Zoga, when you go into Zoga, right, Zoga will be able to proc them when you activate another order cards from your head. And this card is only Counterblast 1 and turn a G. So this is it helps speed up the process as well.
So the potentiality of Alchemagic in premium is actually much wider than we initially anticipated at the start of of the presentation and when they revealed Alchemagic being a thing. So yeah, I do like the design of Zoga. He kind of looks like a mix of Nero from Devil May Cry 5 and Noctis from 5IC15. So yeah.
Yep. Dempster will be happy next week because Nation card is revealed will be OTT card. Hard to say. So far we have been proven that just because it looks like an OTT card doesn't mean it's gonna act like one.
Correct. Hi Kyle, welcome to the stream. Yep. So he may be excited if the play comes out OTT, but we've had our expectations subverted many times before. So, and I'm glad that it is the case because I love to expect something and then suddenly be surprised that it plays something else. So I think one of the biggest things was for me was actually Final Rush. Nobody expected Final Rush at all. Nobody expected Final Rush because we all thought that all the decks are going to be playing Overdress, but turns out it's only Dragon Empire for now. So, which leads me to wonder actually, do you think that even in the BT we're only going to be seeing Dragon Empire have the Overdress ability for now?
Yes, it's safe to assume at this point because there will only be one set of the Overdress card, which is the what's his name again?
What Virina?
Varina, yes. He will be the only Overdress unit that we see in this entire TD set. Because everybody is already gonna be in their fixed playstyle, so you only be gonna be playing revolving around that set playstyle.
Yes. So it makes me wonder like will we so far we've only seen this one right line. We're gonna be seeing more later down the weeks as we get closer to BT. I'm kind of curious and also a little bit worried that Dragon Empire will be the only one that has the Overdress cards in the BT that's coming out, because we were kind of thinking that they should have other nations that has the Overdress ability. Like it can't just be only Dragon Empire that has them from first set onwards,
I wouldn't be totally surprised because they have to establish the playstyle first for the distinguished clans respectively before they can move into upgrading the rest with their own respective Overdress.
Yeah.
Because as far as I can see is that the Overdress mechanic it needs to have a specific set of lineup, and they need to produce cards that helps to generate and return the said Overdress cards. Because if your deck is going to be revolving Overdress, it's a completely different playstyle. You won't be able to mix it properly because you are so dedicated to protect and retrieve said Overdress cards. So if they were to introduce Overdress cards in the next set for the other clans, it might prove to be a bit strange to play because the TD is already playing so differently, vastly different from what is been expected of them. And then suddenly having Overdress card just means that they kind of hope they draw the Overdress cards, and then they may or may not use it. Then it defeats the entire purpose of it all.
Yeah, but thinking forward, I think it'll be something along the lines of Virina, like what's that? Like along the lines of Virina and Nirvana, like they'll have an ace that plays with Overdress, and the Overdress abilities will be much more different compared to what we've seen from Dragon Empire. So like say we take what's hasn't been reviewed. Say we take Captain Sanctuary. We take the Sorceress. Like if her right line has the Overdress ability, then she'll be the ace similar to Nirvana but does other things to Overdress units. And then there's gonna be units in the Captain Sanctuary that will have them. So that's kind of like what I'm hoping to expect, but chances are like it's not impossible that Dragon Empire will be the only one that has the Overdress ability for now at least also, which is a bit of a bummer.
I guess you can say so. But at the same time, it's also possible for that to happen. It's not impossible. If it does, then great. That everybody has their own playstyle. It's back to the first Vanguard, the first year of Vanguard, where you can choose. As I keep telling people, you get to play the technical side of things, or you want to play the power side of things. Like Dragonic Overlord was on the power side of things, while the Blazing Flare Vortex Dragon plays towards the more technical side because you're more reliant to certain skill set for things to happen, while Overlord just takes your face and hit it against the floor.
Correct.
really hard.
Correct.
So,
Indeed,
yeah.
so. Right, so Simon says it makes me want to play Grand Blue in Premium, in V Standard rather. So yeah, I mean the look of the design of the card is really really nice. So my impression of it when it first came out was immediate ooh, and if something really makes me ooh, that means it's really good art. So usually that be the case. Simon asks, has you talked about the Blitz Order, which I have shown up right here right now. So the Blitz Order card that was revealed, this is going to be part of the TD for Stoicheia, which is that with Blitz Order, choose one of your units, and then for the battle it gets plus 5k, and then if you have 3 or more rearguards, if you have 3 or more back row rearguards specifically, then it gets plus 15k instead of plus 5k. So as a Blitz Order, this is a quick shield plus plus, but that's only if you have your whole field on there, which makes it quite like from Magnolia itself, from Stoicheia when it comes out. Do you think that something like this will be like consistent? Do you think we get some consistent back row grade 3s at all times?
Why not? I mean, as I can see, as far as I can see, it might be the case because everybody has been stripped of their main random retiring ability or some sort. So you probably gotta keep your field quite intact for the most part. I mean, as of right now, between the TDs, right, the field disruption in general, right, is kept at very bare minimum.
For now also, yep.
Yeah, because the only one that can do it so far that has been reviewed is literally Valrina. And he needs to be like overdressed state for that to even happen, which is kinda irritating.
But if you're not up
And for
against,
Soul Blast also,
but if you're not up against other disruptive decks like Brandgate, having Varina and Overdress for a consistent amount of time is actually very easy to do actually. So, but I guess in that same vein, in that same vein, I kind of answered my own question that way as well, saying that back row grade 3s can be easier to maintain depending on the opponent. If it's Final Rush, Violence Bruce, Canton Sanctuary, you won't be suffering any sort of retire, so keeping that back row grade 3 might be easy. This is actually a really good Blitz Order actually. So, what do you? Simon says there's a second ever Blitz Order. I mean this one. Yes, this is the second ever Blitz Order release because the first one was a quick shield and then they never expanded upon Blitz Order. But
we do not talk about Daigo. We do not talk about Daigo.
So as we see over here, right, we're finally seeing some more prominent places for order cards to actually be a thing, with the set order, the Blitz Orders, and the normal orders being a thing now also, which is great because I love seeing mechanics that are good ideas, but if they're not really expanded upon, it just seems like wasted effort. But it's good to see that actually it is going to be a thing in Overdress especially. So
okay, what do you think about Valrina's Volante from the booster set?
Victor Dragon.
Victor Dragon.
Victor Dragon.
Victor Dragon.
It's Victor Dragon because we got no skill. So yeah, but yeah, go ahead.
If you were to ask me, what am I going to be expecting from that guy? Is that expect a restanding rearguard with some high power thing going on.
Ooh.
Aside from the fact, the joke is that he has a Victor color scheme.
Ooh.
But if he's truly East Dragon Empire, chances are a restanding rearguard with high power isn't too much of a stretch. Because that is still one way or another majority of the, or at least the more prominent side of Dragon Empire has been shown throughout the years. They always have some way or another of restanding rearguards and restanding Vanguard with high amount of power and then just go after you with that. So that's the most important thing that I believe Volante should have. And let's see now. I hate Trickstar has resist. Trust me, if Trickstar has no resist,
the deck is dead.
The entire Overdress, the deck is dead.
The deck is
there
completely
is no
dead,
reason. Like, it's completely redundant, and nobody's ever gonna play Dragon Empire.
Exactly. So like it needs to have resist because it needs to be there in order for it to be to activate the Overdress on it. And no player, right, would be careless enough or that careless to actually leave Trickstar in the front row rearguard where it can be attacked and retired that way. So but then again, with ways of fetching it back from the drop zone, I guess maybe only the one way. There is ways where they can fetch it back from drop zone and call it down so that Virina can go into Overdress. The good thing that I still value about Overdress is the fact that even though it's centered around the Overdress mechanic, you don't need to have a Virina in Overdress state in order to be able to benefit from it being on the field while Nirvana is there, because Nirvana only affects units with the Overdress ability and not those in Overdress state. So to kind of like answer your question in terms of what I might expect from Varina Valiant, Varina Valiant, I expect it to kind of be like a hybrid Vanguard and Vanguard Regard ability. The Regard ability can be Overdress, and then the Vanguard ability can be something that affects for Overdress, which I think would be really good. So, which I think would be really, really good for it to do. So, let's catch up with some of the other questions that we missed out. Kaio says next week's stream is the 2 builds for Dark States and Keter Sanctuary. Yes, we are going to be seeing the Sorceress and what Differify actually calls Rabbit Tank. I don't know why. I was looking to Twitter and I saw his tweet on it. Then his caption was Rabbit Tank best match, which is hilarious because I never processed it before. But I mean, post wise it's there, but I don't think the what's that? The colors don't match obviously. So because otherwise it'd be a nice homage if that was the case.
I think it's because of the post it was doing. It was like,
is it? Because build is actually fresher in my mind. Yeah, build is fresher in my mind. So post is similar. So.
Because I see why.
No, okay, I see it. Yeah. No. You're right. I see the red and blue now. That's it. Yes. Okay, I'm expecting some good stuff for it since it's gonna be from my nation that I'm playing, which is Dark States as well. Kamen Rider build DI.
Yes, legit.
Yeah, so Sora says one idea of Overdress, same grade Overdress, example grade 3 on top of grade 3. If it's gonna be a boost for Bastion, I can actually see that actually being a thing.
Yes.
So you can
Overdress on that.
Like the grade 3 can go on top of another grade 3, it goes to the Overdress state, while Bastion is your thing because it's considered grade 3, so bleh. Bleh. Oversimplification of events, but yes, that's what happened. So right, I honestly prefer the diversity of mechanics and skills than everybody getting Overdressed, which is true. We were surprised that when they revealed that Dark States, the start deck wasn't getting any Overdressed units. But as Leon pointed out, so it makes a lot of sense that it should be diversified so that each deck plays differently and each deck plays a different way rather than being homogenized into something that's just similar except with different looking arts or so.
Which brings back to the issue that the original TDs all had was that everybody had the same lineup of cards, with the exception of a few. And then only the Vanguard that was different.
Right. Brain says that plus I'm hyped in next week because something special is about to happen to me. He continues to celebrate his 23th birthday, guys. So I'm happy that Keter is getting supported next week. Happy early birthday to you, Brain. Happy 23rd.
Happy birthday. And thanks for joining us today as well. Once again, thank you so much.
Absolutely. So.
And
yep.
Kusanagi is like, guys, about Dark States build. Are you ready?
Yes. Don't mind if I accidentally steal that on video one of these days. So, but anyways, Rapid says that the Overdress card border looks amazing. I'm still hoping that every nation will get their mascot and Overdress keyword eventually. I hope so too as well because I kind of like to see what Overdress can do for the other nations. In terms of like playstyles, maybe it can be tied to like what seems to be like the most prominent of it. Like if we look at Dark States, right? Dark States, immediately the most prominent clan from Dark Zone comes to mind is Gear Chronicle. So if there's a Gear Chronicle style of play, maybe that one might have the Overdress ability. And maybe that's the reason why Kagero, because it's the most prominent, so that's why the Dragon Empire has the Overdress ability because its ace is a Kagero style card. So maybe we might be seeing some of the more prominent clans in those nations actually be the ones that have the Overdress ability going forward. So we can really hope and wait to see what's coming out in future boosts. So I do agree, there should be Overdress across all of the nations at some point or another. Hopefully sooner rather than later. So right, okay, I read that one. I love Kamen Rider build a lot. I enjoy build as well, though it's not my favorite rider, unfortunately. I love the comedy, so that was good. Alright, Kaio says, please cross as support for Build DI. No, I think it'll probably be either his ride up or his rear guard main grade 2. So we'll see like they actually go with the whole build thing. So certainly I'm certainly psyched to see what kind of other things that we can expect from Dark States for this to come out. So
we all know the answer lah. It's probably not gonna happen.
True.
So let's see now.
Brain says, did you know that Stoicheia is like Jace?
The Stoicheia.
Did you know that he's like Jace in Magic Gathering?
A little, because you're playing a lot of. I guess so. If they start printing out more Blitz orders, and then they just suddenly allow you to play Blitz order in the middle of everything.
Then
that's Jace, right?
Yeah, but. Only if it's Blitz orders. He's right. Only if it's Blitz orders, then that makes sense. If it's normal orders, it's any other planeswalkers out there, so.
No, that will also be one of my biggest nightmares, because I may have a counter spell, I may not have a counter spell.
Oh my god, I hate that. So.
It's like I perhaps have a counter. Then you know what's the worst was that recently they released a mechanic called Foresight that you can actually cast the spell in advance by playing it face down. And then you activate it when you want to, when the conditions are met on the spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my friend was like, "Oh, look at this Yu-Gi-Oh! Mechanic for Magic the Gathering." I was like, "Did they just say I can now officially go? I set the card face down and end my turn." And go. So they want do kana. Guy, anything happen?
They said, "Hello, we know it's you. Do not worry." So. Right, so Samuel says that, by the way, they kind of want to mention that the way my last name is pronounced in this is the same as any other place in Australia. Just to mention it, sorry. Okay, if you don't mind, could you break down the pronunciation of your name for me? That way I can get it right in the next recap video. So if you're always welcome to correct me if your name is mispronounced. So just let me know, then I will rectify it for sure. Not a problem. So
especially we haven't been to the part of Australia actually.
Yeah, I haven't been.
I'll be honest.
I haven't been there in years. So I do have a lot of Australian friends that I made over other games, but it's been a while since I've actually talked to them. So so I just wanna.
I want to go to Australia, honestly.
Yeah, we should one of these days. Hopefully, when the world is finally in a better place, and the new normal becomes more like the normal that we used to know. So, but then again,
you mean by after the world blows up?
But then again, the new normal being the way that it is like you kind of forget what the old normal is. So you can't feel it anymore. It becomes like a feeling of old. So. It becomes nostalgic to a certain extent, and then it's playing like nostalgic music right now in my ears right now. You guys are hearing it as I speak about it. So no, I play music, the Vanguard music background. It's playing something like nostalgic, like it's very like looking back kind of. Those like solemn, like happy moments, like when things are gonna be okay going forward, that kind of thing. That's the music that's playing, and then talk about nostalgic new normal.
Then you realize that your opponent just triple crit you and you have ran out of heals. Shit.
Suddenly this music is now fitting. It just changed music to something that's a bit more regal, so yeah, that makes sense. So alright. Simon says, and then Amon finally appears as a living puppet. Have I seen? Yeah, maybe. We still are theorizing that if they're introducing all these old units, they are definitely going to be introducing them as like spirit of something. And I dare say that we could see their abilities, or rather them, as order cards and not units on the field. So
okay,
like,
you want to make a prediction now? I'm gonna make a prediction now.
Make it.
In the future, not now. In the much later sets. For the future Overdress card will somehow have some relation with the original main Vanguards like Overlord, Blaster Blade, Blaster Duck. Like the base card is something to do with them, and then you overdress into them or something like that.
Oh, actually, that's really good. Actually, that's actually really good. That's actually really good. Yeah.
Those will belong to some fighters collection nonsense. So.
But has to be some fighters collection nonsense as well. But it would be interesting. It's like you have the overdress mechanic so that you can get access to these legendary spirits or legendary units from the old
legendary new rangers.
Legendary ranger power, Brasta Bredo. Alright. Next thing is that Samuel says you can only play one Blitz Order per opponent's turn, right? It says here an order card can only be played once, so once per turn. So if you play a Blitz Order card, you can only play one Blitz Order, and you cannot activate it. You can activate a second one if you have a second one in your hand, because it can only be played once per turn. And I don't think it's per opponent's turn, because you can technically activate the Blitz Order during your own turn. It's just the problem with Blitz Order is that we only ever seen one, which was Quick Order, and that is only used defensively rather than offensively. So I think that with Blitz Order, it's supposed to be able to use at any point in time. So I think you can use it offensive as well. We'll have to double check on the ruling of Blitz Order, because it's been a while since we've seen, or let alone talk about it rather. So we're gonna have to get back to you on that. So right. Kaio says that it would be cool if Valiant Overdress in Trickstar and Virina. I think maybe not all three of them, because I think that would be too dangerous for them to put in prison. It's too dangerous, so they will be put into prison. But I'm thinking that he may be able to overdress from Trickstar.
You know what would be cool is that the later mechanics allows you to, after when you overdress into Valrina from Trickster, and then you have to overdress again for the final form. So the whole deck will revolve around that playstyle. So when you have Trickster and Valrina in the soul, it does something. If you only have Valrina, it does something else.
Oh.
If you have only Trickster, you have something else.
Oh yeah, actually that'll be interesting to see on Virina, especially since if it's gonna be an ace, he should have abilities that check whether if you have Virina and Trickstar in your field or in the soul.
Yes, something like that. Which will make it pretty cool. It's kind of like Agumon going into Method Greymon. Something.
It's in that line as well, because it kind of makes sense for them to actually be able to do something like that. So
it will make sense. Maybe perhaps the Dragon Empire might be the only one who has it, while everybody else just get normal Overdress card until later, so that it kind of like plays out as its main play mechanic, so to speak.
Indeed. So Brain says, I hope we get after next week, we get the Link Joker of Brand. Yes, they are going to be. It has been said by Keita Mori before the live stream yesterday that going forward we will be seeing the new right lines for each of the nations. So you can expect to see some different playstyles from the BTs as they reveal more news about it also. So there's a high chance, because it's been teased already, so it's a high chance we'll see those Link Joker units in Brandgate coming out in the BT, which is going to be a lot more interesting. So is that me?
Is that me? What?
Sorry, I heard a weird sound in my ear, so I think that might be me. So right, everything's all good. So Kaiser says, meanwhile, Darkseid gets an off-brand Kamen Rider build Kikaida as their other boss units. Yes, we've been talking about that. We've seen Rabbit Tank best match. Makai. So okay, so Samuel's last name, Samuel Makai. I believe that's the name. So
okay.
Okay. I'll make sure to pronounce it correctly. So thank you very much, Samuel, for that. So Brian says, I also hope you guys visit my country, which is Philippines. When everything is over, we will try our best to travel around. So you'll be sure of that. So Tessa said, man, they are asking me for okay, he's going for class. Okay, we'll see you later. No problem. Thank you for dropping by the way. And then Kaiser says, I actually think we are probably gonna get a new wielder of the Blaster Blade / Dark, and maybe descendants of units like Overlord. Makes it easier and way less janky to explain it to newer players. That is 100% a possibility that it could do. So, but I like to think that it pays better homage to older players and to the game itself to actually have like those units in some way or fashion. Like I said, I think
go
ahead.
I got this very naggy feeling in the upcoming next boost for V Premium when it's out. I'm gonna see Dragonic Overlord the Legend.
Dragonic. No, wait, no. It should have like something related to like 3000.
Yeah, the Legend. The Legend is like the forgone legend of the Dragonic Overlord.
Wait, don't we have the legend already? Don't we have a legend already?
No,
we don't.
We don't.
You don't know? Huh.
Dude, I know that better than anyone
else.
I
know. I'm thinking of my own one, so I don't. It's not that I'm questioning you. You are 100% correct, but I could have sworn that I have seen the legend somewhere. So
the legend is the stupid GB2 that last one drop. grade 3 flame dragon, then he becomes a strike unit. Only to punch the rear guard and then we stand again.
Yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking also, but it had a different name, is it?
No, it's the legend.
Oh, it's called the Legend. Oh, okay.
Called the legend.
Okay, then back to what I was saying, I think if they're introducing Draconic Overlord again, right, they should call him Draconic Overlord 3000. Then you can pick up the card, show it to whoever, he goes, I love you 3000. Proceeds to beat with them.
With 3 crits. Love you 3000.
My right code is I love you 3000, right?
So, okay, let's see now.
I think we're
okay,
at Simon, yeah, so.
Yeah, it says can't be played during the guard step of your opponent's turn. Blitz Order, put it into the drop zone after it's being played.
Okay. Okay, that's why it says. Thank you for looking up for me. We appreciate it. So yeah, so Blitz Orders can only be activated during your opponent's turn, and you can only activate it once per turn. Because only one order card can be played. So yep, during the guard step. That's what the wiki says.
So you need to plan ahead.
Kyle says if we get a Pale Moon theme build, I will be hyped. If it's a Phantom Thief build, like I would be hyped too as well, because I would love to actually see what the Pale Moon actually plays.
It plays by ripping your face off because that's who you truly are.
Yeah, I'm still having a blast playing Strikers still. So like if I promise you, if they came out news while I still have this hype for Persona 5 Strikers or Persona 5 in general, like I will be completely flipping out. I'll be bouncing off of all the walls because of the fact that you know Pale Moon plays a Phantom Thief style. maybe not those Phantom Thieves also, but just a Phantom Thief style. So I would definitely love that also. I'll throw a lot of money for that. Seven says sorry, thanks for the bother. No problem at all. Me personally, because I also have a weird name that a lot of people have difficulty pronouncing, so I can understand like making sure that people's names are pronounced correctly. So it's no trouble at all. So thank you for clarifying. Potatoes, no worries, man. I know what you're laughing at. So, Potato says, Philippines, bring me with you only if your parents let us bring you. Why do I have to say it like that? Yeah. Why do I have to say it like that?
I'll lock her in the luggage and then you just drag her across the border. It should be fine.
I don't want to go to jail. No, because I don't want to go to horny jail.
Dude, what the hell, dude? No, not this content. Anyway, Sora says that what do you think of the new Perfect Guard? I honestly like it a lot better than the Draw PG as they felt forced. Okay, we had this discussion just last night with Dempster and
we should
about
elaborate more. Yeah.
Yes. So first of all, this is a godsend. This gives more options to players to play more aggressively because you can afford to play out cards or things that like requires you hand size issue and then your hand is full of PG. So most of the time what players ends up doing is to throw the PG because they're gonna block your hand off completely since you need 2 cards to work anyway. Which is bad. It's bad for business. But with this around means you can afford to use cards more freely and then leaving these 2 as your last 2 cards of resort to guard. When you're playing in Premier, especially things like Draconic Overlord, the Cross, all this kind of deck, chances are your hand, despite that you're checking a lot of cards, you're also losing a lot of cards at the same time. So this is actually a godsend. The draw trigger, however, let's say they choose to print it again, which also still be a good idea for having it around because that said PG, right, weighs into the factor of how do you want to distribute your PG. The reason why the draw PG was there in the first place was mainly because of the fact that people didn't want to exhaust their grade 1 slots for PG because that's always been a very bearing problem because when you build a deck, outside you count out your first Vanguard, your 16 triggers, you're looking at the rest of your decks. You must have 4 PG and then you must have your 4 main Vanguards and then your other 4 key piece supporting Vanguard and then your main grade 2s that supports the Vanguard, and then your main grade 1s that supports the Vanguard, then everything else is just kind of like I have no spots.
Exactly. So like let me read out my facial reaction when we first reviewed the card. Basically, that was me like yesterday when they reviewed that the fact that the drop PGs, which Potato is like, wait, what? Yes, right now, right, PGs, the grade 1 PGs that are releasing in the BT has the skill. When this unit is placed on the Guardian Circle, choose one of units and it cannot be hit. If you have 2 or more cards in your hand, choose one of your cards in your hand and discard it. So, as Leon pointed out, so it's meant to be designed for more aggressive play, but this is a much better PG actually, because a lot of people have been talking about how the game seems to be like very fast, you know, like games in Overdress thus far have gone very, very quickly. But with this in play, I don't think that's the case, because they want to make sure that a certain pace is there, and too fast is not the pace that they're going for. We all kind of like have that vibe going forward with Overdress. So for them to actually say that, oh, if you have 2 or less, right, or rather if you have 1 card or less in your hand, you don't have to drop a card for it, which makes this really, really good. And if they are coming out with draw PGs, I think another thing that you forgot to point out, Leon, is that I think another reason why they made draw PGs is because they also want to break the monotony of 12 crit decks. So to make something valuable, that's my opinion. So to break the 12 crit deck idea, especially going later on, right, having the draw PGs, having the draw triggers actually have the valuable skill of a PG effect, makes it a bit more valuable and something they need to put in, especially since you want to answer the player's needs of having more different types of grade ones to play for offensive reasons.
Yeah, however, at the same time, that statement also, it's a bit contradictory to the fact that they also print the grade 1 PG anyway. So actually, it's a choice, rather.
Yeah, it is a choice. So at the time it was, but I think after 3 years, they realized that, you know what, drop PGs have worked out very great. They actually stopped printing the grade 1 PGs. I remember they did attempt to try.
They didn't.
No, I mean like later on.
They still print it.
They still print it, man? As res?
They still print it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because I remember the last one that was printed was all the way at EBO7. I think it's the one with the end in it. The set that has the end in it. So I think that was the last time I ever seen a grade 1 PG. Grade 1 PG. Then after that, I've never seen them in the sets afterwards.
I think it's because they got lazy of it after a while, because they know that no one's gonna play it.
Exactly. Exactly my point. So exactly my point. They want to create value. They want to create value in the grade 1 PGs by giving them abilities like, oh, when you write this card, then you get to draw 1 card. You know? This is to kind of like repay the fact that you had to waste a perfect guard for a write-up in some way or fashion. So, but with the combination of the right deck and with this grade 1 PG, right, it makes it so that that these cards actually are worth considering, because I think the draw 1 when you write with it, you draw 1. I think that didn't work out very well. So yeah.
Okay, let's see. Well, just now, Kate was asking about the is Zero Dragons worth at the moment? The only one that people are going after right now is Ultima, because he has the ability to when you check the trigger, you give all trigger effects to everything on your board. So the idea is that you use that, and then you hope you go into your over trigger, and then you give 2 million power to everything.
Yes, so everything has 2 million power because of the over trigger. So if you are playing Captain Century, yes, you would want to get Ultima, because that's where Ultima will actually come into play. Every other is not so, unless you're playing Gize. The only reason why we got the Zero Dragons on now, and if you've seen some of our tweet photos, is that we got the remaining 3 Zero Dragons after the fact only because that we want to make sure that any fighters that actually are playing for video sake or for like playtesting sake, right, they have access to the Zero Dragons that they can playtest and see whether if it's something that they want to bring along with them. So yeah. In our opinion, I believe Ultima is the only one worth going for. If you are not playing Captain Century or any of the United Century clans, probably not. So not unless you're going in for collection sake. Rampant says Draconic Overlord, the Ancient or something. What do you think about the Ancient?
I don't think. No, I still think the Legend is the next coming card.
I still like Draconic Overlord.
Because Draconic Overlord, the Ancient, is something that sounds a lot like Dota.
Yeah, that is true. It does sound like a Dota-ish name. So, Ergos versus
because you see, DOTA.
Oh yeah, because it's Dota. Yeah, correct. Wait,
Depends on the engine.
don't we have that with the Ace? Like Dragon Overlord, the Ace. Don't we have that? They call it Dota. They literally call it Dota.
You call it Dota.
People have been calling it Dota.
Dota, yeah. Dota was the end.
Dota is the end.
Dota was.
Then Docs
Yeah, but
for
they
the
just call it
cross.
the Ace.
So, yeah.
Docs.
Yeah, they call it the Ace because it's easier. So, but yeah, indeed.
But
So.
now, Dragon Overlord, the ancient.
Ergos versus Magnolia, who would win? Which deck is
Hard to see
Ergos? We need to see what Ergos is, so I'll look it up. Meanwhile, let me see, just capture everybody. And then Kaiser says, watch them bring back Overlord with an old man, as an old man with a giant beard. You young whippersnappers and your overdress and your final rush. Back when I did that, back then when I was fighting in the fields, I just stood up again and again and again and again and again.
Suddenly, Overlord became Yoda.
That's the best. That's the best voice I got for you. So.
Suddenly, Overlord became Yoda. Okay, let's see now. Okay. Bastard the Darkness. Oh, that's actually a pretty cool name. So, Haruki, access granted. Sorry, I cannot help it. Okay, I love the new PGs and Rs because they make it so easy. Yes, indeed. It is definitely a lot more friendly for new players.
Yep.
In a lot of ways, we appreciate that what they did.
And I like that if they do come up with draw PGs in the set, right? It's a very strong counter argument for playing draw PGs over the great ones over the draw PGs rather. So. Because of the fact that if the drop PGs come out the way that we know them to be right now, which is whenever you guard with it, you have to discard one card, you have the choice of actually choosing the great one over the drop PGs for deck building reasons, but also for the fact that you probably would want to have the free PG without having to discard one card when you are low on hand. So that's
yeah. It also helps to free up the trigger options that you have in mind. Like, let's say you want to play a bit more aggressively, you can play more crits now, or you can want to play more draws or play more fronts, that kind of thing. You are open to options now.
Absolutely. So, right. To get into the game, Haruki says get into the game. Kaio says Persona 5 theme decks. So Persona arrive act 5 times. Maybe not that far. Maybe it will play like my best example will actually be something from other games, so I can't specifically tell you which one, but it'll be like, Joker is your main ace, and then if there's 2 other entities on the field, whoever it is, then you activate following effects based on that also. And the effects are actually, maybe it can be like it can activate the rearguard units, So if you have when this unit attacks, choose two of your rearguards, and if they are phantom thieves, you take them and you activate the abilities on the Vanguard as if he has the skill. Now that can be one way I can see of that being a thing. So, and then they can call they can give it the name all out attack. So.
Or maybe just call it the wild card. Because technically you're also using their persona. I mean, that was the key feature of the main protagonist of Persona all this time.
Which means it opened the door for Persona 3 and Persona 4.
Yeah.
But
that will probably go into Bad Spirits more likely.
It's gonna cost them a lot of money, but it probably will make them quite a bit of money too, especially so. But they already have that out in like Wise Watch already as it is, so. Right. They says that when I first saw Over Trigger, I thought it was a combination of all the triggers because they had all 5 trigger effects.
Yeah. At first sight, yes.
At first sight, like, if you only look at the trigger itself, you think Over Trigger, so it's probably got something to do with everything since there's all the colors. But no, Over Trigger is 100 million, so it is just 100 million, and then plus depending on where it comes from is also. Sama asks, is it the same cards as what's in the start deck, the PG? I don't think so. I think the PGs in the start deck might be the generic ones.
Yes, the one in the start deck is the generic one. This is the one they are introducing for the BT.
Correct.
Yeah. And then, okay, so
Tesa said I have the
Dragonic Overlord.
The Aussie.
Dragonic Overlord, the Aussie. Yeah.
It's upside down. Right.
Okay. The Stoicheia so he's talking about as in Zoga, actually.
Oh,
Zoga
you mean
versus,
Zoga? He said because there's actually a unit called Ergos, and it's actually a Deus Ex Machina. It's a Geared Colossus Strike for for that. So it's like, wait, Urgos? No, okay. If you look at Zorga and Magnolia, it's a bunch of Snorlaxes attacking you from the back row versus Alchemagic, which can reinforce your entire field. So it comes down to who has a stronger offense, and depending on the cards in your hands, it can be evenly matched in my mind. So it seems to be quite evenly matched.
Because they're equally good at what they do, it's hard to depict now because at the moment that is seen, nobody seems to have a stronger mechanic than each other in one way or another. At least not by a long shot. So hard to determine, really.
Yeah,
it's very hard to determine.
It's really hard to determine, and I think if you play 100 matches, right, you might see 50-50, but it's also dependent on how, like, what comes into play and whether the right plays come at the right time. So yeah, they both are good, which is indicative of actually like what we were hoping for in the BTs when they came out, in the fact that they are providing alternatives instead of outright replacements for the current decks.
Yep. So it is open for different kind of play. So, and that's exactly what Bushiro is hoping to push for at this point.
Correct, indeed. So, and just see, what do you make Dragon Overlord sound like a horny old geezer? I was not going for horny. Old geezer, yes, but not horny. So,
he just sounds like Yoda.
Yeah, I
just sounds like Yoda.
Yeah, somehow I ended up channeling my inner yoga. Sorry.
If it's an old if it's a permanent old geezer, you'll be like,
Alright,
okay.
Moving on. So it's Sora's a message.
The new PG opens up options for 30k crits, so you can play 2 copies of the new grade 1 PG and 30k. You can guard either certain attacks with 30k options or the other. Yes, exactly. And again, open up to options. It's exactly what you want.
Yep.
Exactly what you want.
It's exactly what you want, and it's something that I can actually see Premium actually adopting, because now, like, we've been talking about whether if Overdress will have draw PGs, but I think we kind of ignored the bigger picture is that Premium has those. So if you talk about Premium right now, you have the choice of choosing either the grade 1 PGs that allows you to save a card when you're low on hand, or the drop PGs, that is a drop PGs that don't take up any of your grade 1s. Because remember, you do not have access to the right deck in Premium, so balancing is important. But having this as a choice, right, means that you can kind of like skew between more offensive grade 1s, which you're currently able to do thus far, or skew more towards the trigger effects, having more trigger effects in your deck, so to speak. So yeah.
Yep. There's a lot more options now.
Brain forgot the new unit's name. Yeah, his new name is called Zorga. So yeah.
Yep.
Rapid says, well, Persona 5 main character's canon last name was Narukami. Yeah, his canon name is Narukami. Narukami. So yeah, so like I can expect him to have lightning based abilities, which means he could play a Narukami style, so he can bind. Maybe.
I don't think that's how it works.
Nah.
But okay.
Chances are not the case. So Haruki says that since the start deck Dragon Empire is Overdress focused, and they confirm each nation is going to have 2 builds, what are you guys' theory to what second Dragon Empire build is going to play like? My theory is that it could play a Murokomo style. So
because from the way that it looks, right, they're trying to promote the any style aside from the things they initially started with, because it will defeat the purpose of coming out with new season Empire.
Absolutely as well. So I believe that they could do something similar to Murokomo style in the fact that you search your deck for copies and call it the regard circles. For Brand Gate, we can expect maybe something Link Joker-ish or so, or maybe something closer to Delete, because I think Delete will be a bit more fair compared to Lock. So we could be seeing delete mechanics as early as BT1 or so, but we have to see what they're gonna do. Are they gonna create a new concept based on delete, like what they've done with Prison and Lock thus far, or will they come up with something completely different, or maybe give it the Overdress ability?
Perhaps.
If anything, right, I kind of like to think that Cated Sanctuary, either Cated Sanctuary or Brand Gate, will be one of those 2 nations that will have the Overdress ability. I think Cadet Sanctuary might be more realistic that they will have it also.
That is correct.
Correct.
Okay, moving on. Inner yoga.
In a yoga, in a yoga flame. Actually, that makes sense for Overlord. So.
That's usually his last time out of his 3 attack cycles. Okay,
Correct.
I love how the chat are 5 minutes late for me.
That's how it works. So you probably want to make sure that that the red button on the live is on, so that it might be a bit more closer. But otherwise, that's usually stream black. So it's common across all streams. So not a big thing. So Brain says, why does Royal has the Your Highness and Kagero has the victory? So decide for Shadows, which is the darkness. Hang on, I'm trying to process what you or maybe he's saying that maybe we can get maybe if Blaster Blade, Blaster Dark, and Draconic Overlord. So it's like Draconic Overlord has the victory and Royal has Your Highness. Sort of thing.
Right. Because those are actually just tournament promo campaigns.
I think they're promo cards that are given to winners. So it's a
correct.
collectible card first and foremost. Because it says so in the card text. It cannot be put in the main deck.
Yeah, it's just there for it's a trophy card.
It's a trophy card. Yeah, it's a trophy card. Yeah. Correct. Something stays in your collection for forever rather. So hand down to generations to come. Rampant says the first booster set has already tokens confirmed. So in there, so the other Dragon Empires could easily have those ninja cards. Yeah. It could be token cards for ninjas for Morokumo style play, or since we've seen Stoicheia being the case, so it might not be Stoicheia, but there could be another nation that will use tokens to a certain extent. So yeah, it could likely be possible that we might get something from there. So Kusanagi says, if it's Morokumo style, I'm gonna jump off my chair and do a barrel roll.
Congratulations. Just make sure you don't hurt yourself in the process of that.
Don't hurt yourself, don't hurt anybody, don't destroy any of yours or any other properties. Be safe when you barrel roll. So
yes.
The safest place you can do a barrel roll is on Google. Do a barrel roll. Type do a barrel and you'll get it from there. So.
Other guys is like, watch them reorganize the old Stargate clans into different legal branches. DP is the police, Link Joker's judges, Nova Grapplers lawyers?
No.
Nova Grapplers are like wrestlers.
Nova Grapplers are pro wrestlers, including wait, you're here. Like, let me ask you a question. Like, does this look like a lawyer to you? Does he look like some sort of legal eagle that can defend you in court or prosecute you in court? He can prosecute you by punching you in the face, but not the case.
No. I know exactly what kind of lawyer they are. You know what they are, Cap?
What?
They are the kinds that grabs you, hit your face against the table, and then swear to me! Swear to me!
The last thing that I want to see is Ethics Buster Ace Attorney. So that's the last thing I want to see at this point in time. So
I mean, it's almost Christmas, but it's not Christmas joke.
We're in March, but we're getting Christmas in March apparently. So which do you guys think is more ninja based, Morokumo or Narukami? Morokumo, dude. Narukami is Thunder Dragons.
Are you talking about Mubatama?
I think it might be talking about Nobatama. In that case, if you're talking about there are two different types of ninjas. One is more shadow covert. The other one is more mystical.
Yes.
So you can kind of like not... you can't really say that one is more ninja than the other. They're both ninja clans. They just do different things. So, yeah. They do trial by combat. Yeah. Let them do trial by combat. So maybe an idea, but we need to...
by the way, Mortal Kombat movies coming up, so we had to mark our calendars for that.
Yeah,
for those who are above age.
Yes, please watch responsibly. So, right, what do you think? The darkness name for Blaster Dark, we kind of like it actually. We do like it, like Blaster Dark, the darkness. But although I think the double dark might be a bit off-putting, but
the double darkness is just double positive equals double negative equals positive. So you get the bright buster, the brightest.
But no. But considering that we have Blaster Dark Diablo, so maybe we can get Blaster Dark Mephisto and maybe Blaster Dark Baal. Just get some of the other demon names in there. So That would kind of make Belial. Belial, Asmodan. Right.
Wait, we are going to Dark Space, right?
Alright, Persona right equals Persona 5 collab confirm. We wish. We wish, Jason. Haruki says Ethics Master would be great defense in court. He understands all the ethics. That's a very good one. I love that. I probably will retweet that later, so fantastic. Bank Drink versus Tokyo Rambu, who will win? Bank Drink versus Tokyo Rambu, who will win? That depends on what comes up for Overdress for Tokyo Rambu. Because if you take current Tokyo Rambu at this point in time, it's definitely gonna be Bank Drink that will take the win there because it's more updated. So the thing about Bushiroad is that, right, the latest sets are always gonna be the strongest sets. Hopefully it will change with Overdress, and for what we've seen, that may likely be the case. But so far, right, everything from original up to V series, right, has always been the case of. Sorry, I got head in the door. So, what's that? I lost my train of thought because of that. Okay, the thing about Bushiroad, their boost from original to V series, right, has always been, if you don't buy the latest set, you cannot keep up. So for Tokyo Rumble to be stuck in the middle here and Bangju to be somewhere close to the end here behind the clan selections, definitely is going to be here. If we talk about going to Overdress, right, there might be a fighting shot between the two. So it's hard to say until we actually see the Tokyo Rumble stuff actually come out. So yeah, Jason says waifu more than Mata. Yes.
Yeah. Usually is the case. Even husband no power is not enough.
Oh, speaking of waifu, right? Do you know what I learned about Lyrical Monasterio? As it turns out, I'm not sure if you know this or not, but Lyrical Monasterio, right, is not just for the mermaids. It's gonna be for all races who wants to be an idol. So we are probably gonna be seeing an Adelaide idol very soon.
Okay, bye guys. Okay, thank you. Alright, thank you for the stream. I'm leaving. Bye.
I'll send it to Ben. I'll send it to Ben. So. Send it.
No. Fuck this shit out now.
Because Lyrical Monasterio, right, we originally thought it's gonna be just all the Bermuda Triangles together, but as it turns out, right, law-wise, it was said somewhere that they have opened up their doors to all races who actually want to be part of the nation as idols, as entertainers. So we're not gonna be seeing just mermaids. We're definitely gonna be seeing other races in there, which also includes. Yeah, that's also a possibility that has ran through my mind, so yeah. Brain says, are you hyped for Monster Strike? Unfortunately, neither me or Leon actually know what Monster Strike is. So there is...
but I am not into Monster Strike.
We're into Monster Hunter. If they bring Monster Hunter to the game, then yes, 100% spend all our money. Shut up and take our money from this.
Monster Hunter.
Yeah, so we still will look through at Monster Strike if the cards are worth talking about, because they would be, hopefully, but we'll see where they go with their collaboration. So we have to adopt a wait and see from there. So I wonder what will happen with Lyrical Monasterio if the whale suddenly collapse or bites the dust. Would sink 100%. No, the whale I think will never ever sink, because where are the mermaids all gonna live? Are you gonna deny them their home? You know what I mean? The horror. Yes, everybody's seeing my horror image now. I share the horror with everybody.
Images.
Images, you know.
これがAdelaide 本当の姿を
Adelaide's true calling. Adelaide's true calling.
the legendary idol. Yeah, but once you've seen it, you.
Yeah, Sam says VTubers confirmed. VTubers confirmed. Possibility, so yeah. Haruki says, are we gonna get big manly models? Like, they're gonna try it. Yeah, if they are really gonna be following idol scenes, right, they're definitely gonna be making references to it. So Onegai muscles, baby metal, like just like yeah.
And Lady Beard.
Lady Beard, yeah, like it's not out of the realm that they will do. They'll pull a stunt like that. So yeah, we'll have to see once they start releasing news that we're gonna be seeing a lyrical Monasterio with their boost. So right, so
How you completely fumbled the name like 4 times in a row.
I struggle with the name Stereo, you know, because I read monastery first, so I pronounce monastery, and then after that EO comes out, so then Terio comes into play. So yeah,
Real harder.
well harder, well harder. Yeah, probably so. As long as the whales on Earth exist, the whale will never die. That is true.
Yes.
As long as the whales on Earth
There
exist,
is a
that whale will
combined
never die.
power of will.
Yep. Fishier than a big old fish that has been laying in the sun with some other fish that were inside a whale.
That's nasty.
Yeah, that's how fishy it is. How hard though? What?
You don't want to know.
You don't want to know. Yeah, you don't want to know indeed. So bonk.
Okay. So what else would we got aside from everything that is shown, other than the special guest that will be showing up for next week's stream? Let's talk a bit more about the triple deck package.
Okay. Well, not exactly the ad for it, but here we go. So yeah,
It's not like
in case you guys aren't aware, Overdress, rather the start decks for the first three, since they're coming out first, the first three is coming out first in Japan. Then after that, the second two is coming out a week later. So they are releasing a triple pack for these three. As I've said, you guys give your thoughts as to what do you think. Do you think this is good marketing for them to actually sell a set that has all three of them at once? So that, you know, if there are people that are buying in together, or maybe like families or kids want to buy into the decks together and start playing, like this is a good item for them. Like, what do you guys think of this move? Too little, too late? Or is it something that is like, you'll get it because, you know, it's nice because I'm sharing with my friends ABC and D. So right, guys, there's a Monster Strike YouTube channel with 3 seasons worth of anime and more. Actually, the first anime series is more based off the original smartphone game than the later stuff. We understand that it's a smartphone game, but do you know they released an anime? So what do you guys think is the what do you guys think is the gimmick of Monster Strike? Well, I think Leon might be able to answer this more than I can. So
I don't think Bushiro has a very good track record of following the game mechanics that Monster Strike has. So it's probably gonna be a mismatch of whatever we have available in Dragon Empire, as far as I know. Because based on what I've seen about the collab stuff is that usually those skills are not designed to actually last long. Just there to collab and call it a day. If it's Battle Spirits, I can give a more better answers towards that. As for this, hard to say really.
Yep. It's very hard to say what kind of thing. The best that I can think of is that it will probably be similar to what they've done with Token Rambo or Bang Dream to a certain extent. They introduce new keywords that does stuff that's unique towards the game or in homage towards the game or the anime itself. So yeah, that would be the most likely case of the gimmick being something of a keyword that plays that's referential to whatever is in Monster Strike. So yeah. Indeed. So to some answers of this, I think we saw one. Where is that? More options to get people into the game is always good. More options, better for people to pick up decks. Yes, that is true. There we go. But I think I lost it. Thought I had it. So anyways, I'll start back from the top anyway. So are you guys gonna be doing starter deck matches when starter decks drop in Japan? Absolutely. We're definitely going to be doing those. So,
we're not in Japan.
Yeah, we're not in Japan, but we will get our stuff and we will shoot videos for it for sure, 100%. Oops,
yes.
I opened this way too big. Alright, so, Sam says still not going to play another gacha game. Not to worry, nobody's asking you to. Andrew says, VTubers in actual physical Vanguard, Suisse and Miko, oh dear. Yeah, it's just a collaboration thing also. And the reason why they have this such is because they've kind of like expressed that they are Vanguard players themselves, and so because they have the certain following with being as a VTuber, so there's a good chance for collaboration from there. So it's not a bad idea marketing wise, and you know it helps like give Bushiroad another platform to promote their stuff indeed. So, all right. Jason asks, do you think we will get some sort of reincarnation of the old units in Overdress? We were talking about it earlier, so there's a chance that we might see it. It could be descendants, so new units that are descendants of these legendary units. I also like to think that if we do see the original units, the best way of doing it is to bring back order cards. So order cards of these specific units in play with their unique skills and whatever. So. Yeah, so here's the one I was looking for. I hope this happens in global also. I think what might happen in the English release for Vanguard is that they could do all 5 at once. They could do all 5 at once, which is actually pretty nice, because I would love to see them actually bundle the deal of all 5 into one pack. That would be really, really great also, and definitely a perfect, much more perfect and more complete home experience for any kitchen table players or even anybody that's buying to the set together. So Lukian says, do you have any ideas about the skills of the over triggers? So far the only over trigger that has been released is the Dragon Empire one, which is when checked as a drive check, the additional ability is that choose your Vanguard and restand it. So in terms of the other nations, they haven't revealed any of them thus far, and I think they're going to hold out until closer to the BT to generate as much hype as possible.
Yep.
Right. Oh god, it's playing this.
Okay, I want someone to buy the deck and ship it to me at cost. You could buy it online. Surely someone sells it. So.
Yeah, you definitely can buy it online, and they might have international shipping, so or even local shipping if it's a local store as well. So do be sure to check online and see whether there's any online stores that might be selling the decks that can be shipped to you. So not a problem at all. Because like it says, probably got a pinballish gimmick since the original smartphone game is a pinball battle game. Yeah, it could be. Right. Isaiah Shadow, yo, welcome to the stream. Appreciate seeing you there. So, you could call me Ashok, it's my real name. Okay, no worries. Take that favorite Paladin. Jeez. Favorite Paladin. I would say Royal.
Okay.
I would say Royal, so.
I'm more of a GP guy, actually.
But not because of like, you know, well, not for a real reason. So, because I think I have a lot more experience with Royals. Their playstyle, the original playstyle for them is something that I fought against a lot. So maybe that's why like Royals stick to me a bit more than say Gold or Shadow Paladin.
PTSD. PTSD.
It can't be PTSD if it does not haunt me anymore. So
no, you're just numb. You're just numb to the pain.
True. Alright, so this off topic.
For me, it's Go Paladin.
Yeah. For you, it's Go Paladin. Do you have any specific reason why? Any specific?
One name. Blonde Azel.
That's 2 names.
Oh
no, it's one name. Okay, it's one name. That's true. It's not 2 words. So yeah.
I said one name, not 2 words.
Right. My mistake.
Because Blonde Azel, lion. So yeah.
Yeah, that's
my
true.
name, Leon.
Leon is the incandescent lion here. So indeed.
Yes.
Alright, Harry says, off topic, I'm a huge Monster Hunter Dan, and you guys mentioned Monster Hunter. 2 questions, are you guys excited for Rise? Second, what are your weapon mains? Yes, we are super excited for Rise. We can't wait for it to come out. The best thing about that week is that it's also Overdress week as well, so we're going to be very busy. So you can expect us. You can head over to twitch.tv/CosmosVGS. You can expect us to be playing the thing on night 1 for sure. So be sure to tune in.
Turn on the prompt. Because, spoiler alert, we will be doing a live stream for Monster Hunter Rise on the release day itself.
Yes, that's what I've been saying.
Yeah, release the Twitch.
Release date also. Yeah, release date, yes. We're going to be streaming it on Twitch. So
the Twitch link, so that they can see.
Oh, you want me to bring up the Twitch link? Okay, hang on.
Of course.
So bring up the Twitch link. Yeah, so head over to twitch.tv/CosmosVGS. Make sure you join us on launch day for Monster Hunter Rise. And if you guys are there, if you guys are actually like there and you want to hunt with us, we might have an open space there. So just let us know who you are here on YouTube, or if you have it on Twitch, you can be certain that you can definitely try and get a few games with us. Definitely would like to play with people outside also. So that's no problem at all. What are your weapon mains? I'm the hammer.
I'm the great sword.
Great sword and hammer users, and we got Dems that's main dual blades for this game. He used to be Insect Glaive, but he's moved on to dual blades. We have Jiraiya that is actually a main of a bow. So if he jumps on, which I believe he is, we might be seeing a full party hunting. So yeah, we're definitely gonna have looking forward to. We're gonna have a fun time with Monster Hunter Rise when it comes out from there. So. Alright, plug over. Andrew says the reason why I say oh dear is, well, Miko is fire prone and Suisei can be bloodthirsty. Unfortunately, Dams is the only person that can corroborate that also, because neither me or Leon are into VTubers. We do watch one or two from time to time, but only because they have like hilarious moments that we can kind of like chat and make jokes about also. But beyond that, we don't really like follow the VTuber scene that much. Brian says that would be the captain. Awesome, I agree 100%. What? What would be that? Would be me. So, you mean Paladin? You mean Royal? So like if you're talking about Royal Paladin, I think yeah, that might be the case also.
Yeah.
Troy says I hope Overdress becomes more budget friendly because the prices in V are BS. Yes,
it's supposed to. They designed it to be.
Correct. They are designing it so that not only are these entry level products like very easy for you to get in because of its low cost, but it's also going to be decks that's going to be lasting you for a significant amount of time. And the only reason why you wouldn't want to change them is because you don't really have to, because the BT sets, right, won't have your Aces reprint. They'll have new cards that you can consider to be put into it. So it's an option for you to really choose whether you want to invest into the BT. And if you do, you have alternative plays. If not, you still got a very good deck off the get-go. They can actually even play in competitive scenes at card shops or remote fights even as well. So yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. So right, that Potato says Potato can't wait to get the DE starter deck. We only need to wait 2 to 1 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. So right. TSX says I like Go Paladin. Haruki says, will I be able to hunt with you guys sometime? Absolutely. Just we definitely will have a lot of sessions of us playing Monster Hunter. Some of them will be streamed. And absolutely, like if you join our Discord, if you haven't joined our Discord yet, you can join our Discord. You can find the link to that in the description box below. And yeah, you can always look out for us especially if we are announcing any streams for Monster Hunter. You can definitely like catch up with us and we'll be able to get a few sessions in. No problem at all. So,
okay,
right.
So I love all Paladins, but my main is Shadow. Jasmine would like to be friends with you.
Yeah. Jasmine would like to be friends with us. Haruki is an Insect Glaive main. Oh, okay, that's cool. Nice.
It's a Shadow. Favorite mobile suit that's other than Crossbones. Fun fact, the only 2 person that are major Gundam geeks among the 3 of us, including Dempster, is only me and Dempster. He only knows roughly what they are, but he's not into it. That's not the thing. So I guess I can answer that more for my own. Okay, question is, which timeline are we talking about here? Are we talking about UC or are we talking about every other bloody damn thing? It's quite wide. It's quite wide. So yeah, I have a lot of mobile suits I like across each generation. I have something. Because that's how big of a geek I am.
Start with your most favorite other than Crossbones.
M91.
F91. So if you had to put a gun in my head, I would say Barbados. I had to say also Barbados because that's the only one that I'm most familiar with. Beyond that, it's only like certain suits that I've seen here and there. So the more popular ones are so like Double Riser, Wing, G Gundam also, as well as some of the others are so like they're slipping off of my head. But yeah, like the one that I'm most familiar with is Barbados because Iron Blood Orphans is the only mobile suit that I've actually seen and watched in full. So
because he actually watched the entire series and he cried blood.
No, I was like, I cried blood, but only because of like the stuff that was happening in there. So Limp Bizkit, and also the jokes that came in for there. Hey guys, you want to hear some Limp Bizkit? He immediately puts Mobile Worker over Biscuit.
Moving on. Okay, Andrew, speaking of Monster Hunter Rise, we are kind of new to the franchise, which one is kind of noob friendly. Great sword.
Haruki answered, a sword and shield and long sword are great for new players. I agree with that, but you should go with the weapon that you find most interesting. In terms of like the easier ones, right, it definitely be great sword, long sword, sword and shield. Hammer can get a bit technical, but it's also a little bit more on the simpler side. It's just your goals are different. The guns are also really good if you like to play more of a range style. So you can go with the light bow gun, which is it gives you a lot more mobility. So yeah, those will be my recommendations.
The more technical ones are the heavy bow guns, lance gun, lance, charge X, and switch X. Switch X and charge X. Yeah.
It's not the
Those are
weapons
the
that I mentioned. It's not the weapons that I mentioned. The ones that I mentioned are all more on the simpler side. So yeah, should be easier for newer players to grasp and understand like how it is. And there is going to be a weapon tutorial. So if you're interested in a weapon that might seem a bit more advanced, you can go to the weapon tutorial and can absolutely 100% learn how to play the weapon from there. It's just practice. So yeah. Brain says all 5 decks, man, in global would be awesome if they made it available in one box. That would make my wallet cheaper. I wouldn't agree that your wallet would be cheaper, but it would be much more convenient to get all 5 at once, which hopefully is something that they will do. And if this Japanese one is successful, then there's a good chance that we will see it in the English side a month later. So Haruki says also do blades, but I would recommend that third because you need to get used to the stamina usage. Yeah, so
Yes.
absolutely. So Potato say I mean like using Royal, but I like using Royal, but I've been using Shadows for a long time before I started to use Kagero more. So we all started with either Kagero or Royal at some point. So there are some that started with the other clans most definitely, but I think at some point we see why Royals and Kageros are like the easier entry points for lots of people. So yeah. Teresa said I was reinstalling Pokemon Shield and Sword and somehow lost the shiny. Haven't saved my data. Sorry for that. Samuel says I'm semi interested in playing Monster Hunter for the first time. No clue if I will though. Not a problem. If you want to catch us playing Monster Hunter, you can absolutely do so over on Twitch when the game releases March 26th. So you can mark your calendars on that Friday, which is 2 weeks from now, and you guys will be able to check out Monster Hunter, and you can kind of see whether if it's something that you want to play. Because what we are going to be doing is that we're definitely going to be trying to go for hunts on stream. So you won't be seeing us doing some of the more basic ones like gathering resources. What was it said in the law in a minute? Gather crucial resources. Cook hearty meals. We're just gonna jump straight to the and slay great monsters in order to wear their skins and use them for fashion. So yeah. Right. Today says okay. Wait. So if Captain's most familiar with IBO, how do you guys originally call yourselves Crossbone Vanguards? Curious now. Leon, you wanna do the honors?
Because that'd be my fault. Because it could have gone a lot worse. The channel would have called Gator Robo or Mazinger for love of God, SRX probably. It could be all kinds of super robo names, but I decided that Crossbone Vanguards was more appropriate because Crossbone Vanguards. Because Crossbone Gundam.
If you want to hear the whole story, we actually did a podcast of it. Yes. So you can find our CVGS on air. The first episode is myself, Leon, and Jiraiya. Actually, we actually talked about the origins of Crossbone Vanguards and CVGS, the channel. So you guys can actually head over there and kind of like see hear our stories from there also, like our full story from there.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not gonna spend no time talking about it here because that'll be eating up the time.
Yeah,
so Andrew's like favorite mobile suit for me would be God Gundam, Barbatos, and Double O. Of course, those are quite nice. Those are really good suits. It's really God Gundam. God Gundam, God Meta Culture. You
know what's funny? I've heard a prominent voice actor talk like high praise about G Gundam.
Oh, you should go and watch. G Gundam is basically a Dragon Ball Gundam.
So I've heard so I've actually heard so. Okay. But I have to still go through all the different Kamen Riders. I only recently became a Kamen Rider fan, so like I still have to go through a lot of the Riders' stories in the meantime. So slowly but surely. Right. Brain says, I hope that Monster Hunter game has new weapons. That is the scythe. I will play with that. In terms of new weapons, I think 14 is a bit too much, so I don't think they will introduce a new one. There are other weapon types that were introduced in the Frontier games. The ones that are like the MMO. Version. Yeah, with the PC version. Also. But those are only released in China, if I'm not mistaken. So you're gonna have a language barrier, installation barrier, and server status problems. So it's not recommended to search those out, but if you can find a lot more weapon types that are actually over there. So, yep. So he says, by the way, my favorite Gundams type among Double O Quant, Strike Noah, and Gundam Vida.
Those are also pretty good choices as well. They are, especially the Strike Noah is not. It's a good fan base, but it's not widely talked about compared to the Quanta and the Vida. Vida is one of the more uprising stars among the Gundam because it looks very good.
Absolutely.
So it's the Shadow. Any universe will do. F anyone.
Don't list
Gundam
anymore.
F anyone.
Don't list anymore.
If I were to go, if you give me 1 week, I would not have enough time to explain everything.
sounds like an idea for a video essay at this point in time. So
it will be a complete 3-part video of why I like the whole bunch of suits. Because when I say my knowledge about Gundam is very deep, I'm talking about like just for Universal Century, I deep dive into like even the MSV series, so I know of very unknown suits, all that kind of stuff, like the Pixie, Rice Slaves, Pale Rider, all those kind of recently made it into the mainstream media suits, those kind of things. Yeah, like. Those are very, 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 very deep stuff. Okay, Samuel says he's going to go to bed. Okay, good night, Samuel. Thanks for joining us today.
Tessa say I'm getting Danji start deck when it releases because Sing VA is just okay. There are lots of good reasons for you to get into any deck. So yeah, more power to you. Andrew says it also helps that I love God Gundam because of Gundam Build Fighters and Tri as a whole.
Oh, those are good too. Those are good series.
Yes. Those are all very good series.
I like God Gundam as it is because God Gundam. More than its English name, the Burning Gundam. I mean, because God.
Indeed.
So at the rate that this is going, this entire conversation is going to turn into Gundam.
Yeah, this entire tail end is going to talk about Gundam. So we're going to end the stream right here. Thank you guys so much for joining us throughout this 1.5 hours. We have a lot to look forward to in terms of the BT coming out, and especially with the changes to the Sentinels in general. And this is great ones. Hopefully, we'll be seeing more news about drop PGs and whether they're going to be a comeback or so. Because I think that's something that we probably will want to know if it is coming out. Beyond that, lots of good stuff to see, especially new chain rides, or rather ride links with the other nations. So we're going to be seeing the Dark States one, we're going to be seeing the Captain Century one in the next week's stream. Lots to look forward to, so be sure to follow us on Twitch, and also subscribe to CVGS and ring the bell so you can notify all of our videos whenever they release. At the same time, also, you can follow us on all of our socials. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram as well. So you can follow us on all of our socials and keep up to date with some of the memes that we've been putting out, including the Horny Jail ones back then, and it was extremely funny. And also join us on Discord as well. If you guys aren't on Discord, you can find the links in the description box below. You can join us over there, and then you can find us there on most nights. If you want to talk shop about Vanguard, Battle Spirits, or even even other games as well, like Monster Hunter Rise, as we've been talking about for a while, even Gundam as well. Like, feel free to head there, talk it up with us. We're happy to interact with you guys as we go along. So, right. So, Samuel says Build Fighters is the only series I've ever watched. You have any comments on that?
Build Fighter is good. Build Fighter is a good way to entry. It's an entry series for you. You should try and watch the others. Gundam is quite a depressing series in general. Build Fighter is kind of like the most lighthearted one of all.
Yeah, I got the darkest one of all, but I don't know, so I wouldn't know.
It's not the darkest one of all, but it was quite cool. Yeah. But of course, just to add on, if you guys want to have it, but if you guys want me to do some kind of weird stream just talking about Gundam, by all means, just let me know in the comments or something, or maybe on Discord. Perhaps I'll just do it. Then we have a full-blown 2-hour session just talking about Gundams. Or perhaps if I could, I'd probably try and stream Gundam Versus on Twitch if you guys want to see that. So once again, popping up the link to the Twitch channel once more.
So Twitch or CVGS, yep.
Yep. So if you guys do want to see me play Gundam Extreme Versus, and then talk about Gundam, I will just let me know, and I'll try to make time, and I'll make it as regular as I can. Then we can talk about Gundams and other games while we're there.
Absolutely. So we can do all those as well. So, all right. So
okay.
10:30. So, right. So with all that said, Dempster is not here today, but on behalf of Dempster, thank you guys so much for joining us for this discussion stream, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye.